According to the New York Times, Donald Trump's campaign staff have taken away his Twitter privileges because he is so erratic and self-destructive. The real news should be, how did it take until election week for Donald Trump's campaign staff to take away his Twitter privileges? And apparently, according to the New York Times, Trump is still dictating what is sent out, but Hope Hicks, his spokeswoman, and some other staffers are sort of vetting and editing the tweets. Consider the stuff that Trump has tweeted, right? Recommending sex tapes on Twitter in the middle of the night, insulting countless broadcasters as a waste, liars, unwatchable, etc., insulting everybody on the right from Mitt Romney to even the Conservative Club for Growth, on and on and on. And here's an example of how the Trump staff have modified Trump's tweets. Here's a Trump tweet that actually went out over the last few days, okay? Looking at Air Force One in Miami, why is he campaigning instead of creating jobs and fixing Obamacare? Get back to work for the American people. Apparently, Trump dictated that only as get back to work. But his staffer, Hope Hicks, added, get back to work for the American people. I'm hoping, Pat, that there's lots of other tweets that Trump yelled out that were just kiboshed altogether, because that's a really is sort of innocuous and small change given the disasters that Trump is regularly tweeting.
Well, that one in particular seems to suggest that Obama campaigning isn't working.
Right.
He is working. He's trying to cement his legacy for the next 4 years, because if Donald Trump's elected, he would undo pretty much every executive order, things like Obamacare, that he's put forward.
Yeah, and many of those, I would argue, he's not actually going to be able to undo, but the fact that he thinks he could and would try to is bad enough. And the bottom line on this is, how can the guy who can't control himself on Twitter be president of the United States? Do you want the guy who can't handle social media in the Situation Room? This is insane. I'm not going to redo my rant from the beginning of the show of the importance of not having Donald Trump turn the United States into an even bigger laughingstock than it was under George W. Bush's tenure, during George W. Bush's presidency. I won't redo that. But if you can't handle Twitter, you can't handle the presidency. Let's take a break.